The famous Rubik's Cube, often touted by pop culture and media as this impossible thing to solve. However, it's not really that difficult. I have a tutorial in the description if you're interested in learning. I'm a speed cuber, a person who specialises in solving these things as quickly as possible under official competition settings. I average around 8 seconds at official WCA or World Cube Association competitions. There is this one puzzle that scares me, however. This is a Square-1. It may look like a regular Rubik's Cube, however this thing has something special about it. The damn thing shapeshifts. Unlike the regular Rubik's Cube where you do a move and it stays as a cube shape, when you do moves on the Square-1, it changes shape and sometimes isn't in the shape of a cube. In order to turn this cube, you have to align the top layer and the bottom layer to match up with the lines on the front and the back, and then turn it 180 degrees. The 180 degree turn is called a slice, because it kind of slices through the center of the cube. Due to the design of the puzzle and the design of the pieces with smaller little edge pieces and large corner pieces, this adds an extra layer of complexity. Probably around a year ago I bought this puzzle off the internet, of course, and attempted to solve it. I took to YouTube, of course, to look up some tutorials, and after watching a couple, I tried to solve it with their help. However, I was unable to do so for some reason. Fast forward around maybe a year later, and we're all stuck at home doing effectively nothing sometimes, so I figured, hey, I might as well get it out of the pile of cubes that I have and might as well try to attempt to solve it. I enlisted the help of my friend and speedcubing aficionado, Jody Brewster. He currently holds the Square-1 Oceanic record single of a time of 5.87 seconds. Yes! We got into a video call and he outlined the steps of solving a Square-1. Firstly, there is cube shape, where you solve the cube from its weird jumbled state into the shape of a cube. Then we have corner orientation, where we try to match up the top and bottom corners so they all have the same color, and then we do the same to the edges, that's edge orientation. After solving the edges, we then solve the corner permutations so that the corner colors match up, and then we have edge permutation, where we match up the rest of the edges to the corners. And then we have this other kind of scary step which we'll talk about later as well. In order to solve these steps, we use algorithms to guide us. Algorithms are sets of moves where each letter or each number corresponds to a specific move on the puzzle. For instance, on the regular 3x3, this is an R move, because I'm turning the right face clockwise 90 degrees. This is a U move, because I'm turning the upper face 90 degrees clockwise, etc. It's quite straightforward on the 3x3. However, on Square-1, Square-1 has a completely different notation due to the way it works and the way the slice move works. The forward slash indicates a slice move where you use the middle slice and you turn it 180 degrees like so. Then we have these numbers in between the brackets. The first number indicates how much you should turn the top layer, and the second number indicates how much you should turn the bottom layer. For instance, 1, 2 means to turn the top layer 30 degrees clockwise, and the bottom layer 60 degrees clockwise. And then if there's a slash afterwards, you just do a slice. Another example would be 3, -3, so then you turn the top layer 90 degrees and the bottom layer -90 degrees. The notation effectively means 1 equals 30 degrees. If you look at it through the way the pieces are designed, each edge piece, the smaller pieces in between, represent 1, and each corner piece represents 2. This is why I wasn't able to solve it before that year ago. I thought each piece was worth 1 itself, instead of the corner pieces being worth 2. This was an important mistake that I had been made, and I'm quite thankful for Jody for clarifying it. With this clarification from Jody, I was able to execute the algorithms correctly. Slowly, I worked my way through solving the Square-1. First cube shape, then solving the top and bottom colours, and solving the colours on the sides. However, I was faced with one final challenge. Parity. Parity among cubes is kind of this annoying thing because it requires a long algorithm to solve. Parity is a case you can get on things like Square-1 on 4x4 upwards, which is usually not possible to get on the standard 3x3. However, they are possible due to some funny maths I won't bother explaining in this video. In order to solve this case, we just have this extremely kind of long algorithm we use to change the way the pieces are positioned, and then we can continue solving from there. Now, it was getting kind of late, and I was feeling a bit tired, and I got to parity. So I went ahead and tried to execute the algorithm. However, I wasn't focusing, and before I knew it, I had f***ed up. I was unable to retrace my steps, and had to restart all over again. Well, it's the next day. I'm quite eager to solve this damn thing. I fiddled with it a little bit overnight, but I didn't really bother to do the parity out again. I didn't want to screw it up again. So here we go. I'm also going to time this solve, because why not? I did it! I used an alg sheet as reference to help me in case I didn't remember some of the algorithms, and for also when I needed to solve parity. In this case I didn't need it for parity specifically, but for some other cases I did need the algorithms. Square-1 is really not that difficult to solve, unlike what I thought when I was trying to solve it in the beginning. It really just involves you being able to understand the relatively simple notation, and just being able to execute the notation under the appropriate circumstance. It's really not too difficult. I eventually plan on getting faster at solving this thing, after maybe learning some more algorithms, doing some more practice, and changing methods so I can solve it a bit faster. However, that may be further down the track. Hit subscribe if you want to be notified if I do that video. But for the time being, it's a great feeling and very satisfying to have solved one of these things. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, maybe hit the like and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more of this type of content. If you're interested in solving the Square-1, I've linked the tutorial in the description, and I've also linked my 3x3 Rubik's Cube tutorial for this thing in the description as well. If you're interested in purchasing a Square-1 or a regular Rubik's Cube, I've linked some places where you can buy some great puzzles like these. Again, huge thanks to Jody. Go check out his channel in the description. He really helped me out in learning the notation and getting me restarted on solving this thing again. So go check his channel out and subscribe to him too. Here, links in the description. That's all. Thanks for watching.